tienes que hablar con ellos.
Yo? Alright, Ramon, once again, we the Hebrew guys out here. Go crazy, how about Shemel Shah? Love honor to the Apostle GMS. And we are here, you know, to teach the word, man. So, anybody got anything?
I got something.
Go ahead.
Yeah, this is Matthew 12 and 26. And if Satan casts out Satan, he is divided against himself. How shall then his kingdom stand? That's right, so his kingdom is divided right now. Who's Satan? The so-called white man, the adversary. All right, Esau. His kingdom is divided. NATO just said, as long as this thing with Ukraine and Russia keep going on, that they're gonna keep on backing Ukraine. So their house is divided, man. It's leading to the Third World War. All right.
We can't wait. Get Revelation 17 and 1.
All right, gotcha. Revelation 17 and 1. And Revelation 17 and 1. And there came one of the seven angels which had the seven vials, and talked with me, saying unto me, Come hither, I will show unto thee the judgment of the great whore that sitteth upon many waters.
That great whore is talking about America. So America is that great whore that sitteth upon many waters. Why is America called the whore? And we know a whore or a harlot or a hoe is a woman that sits around with a bunch of men. This is talking about a nation. So it says America is that great whore. When it says great whore, it's talking about a great nation. So why would this nation be considered a whore? Just as a whore sits around with a bunch of different men, America is a whole nation that went around spreading itself, doing business, and spreading its philosophies for the nation, spreading its democracy, its LGBT agenda, its capitalistic philosophy throughout the world, its false Christianity throughout the world. So America's a great whore. Go ahead.
Right. With whom the kings of the earth have committed fornication.
And the kings of the earth have committed fornication with this whore. But see, just as an actual king or a man would commit fornication with an actual whore, these kings or these rulers of these nations dealt with this particular whore. Or these nations dealt with this nation by way of philosophy.
Revelation 17 and 2. With whom the kings of the earth have committed fornication. And the inhabitants of the earth have been made drunk with the wine of her fornication.
And the inhabitants of the earth have been made drunk with the wine of her fornication. In other words, the people throughout the planet earth have been made drunk off America's philosophy. Right? That's all around the world. Right?
So he carried me away in the spirit into the wilderness, and I saw a woman sit upon a scarlet-colored beast.
And that woman is talking about America. Sit upon a scarlet-colored beast. Now in the ancient world, that was the Roman Empire. But let's talk about NATO. Right? Which is known as the North Atlantic Treaty Organization. EU. Right?
Full of names
because if you actually look at a map of the ancient Roman Empire and a map of the European Union, you will see that it's comprised of the same countries. So that's what it is in this time. Go ahead.
Full of names of blasphemy, having 7 heads and 10
names of blasphemy, homosexuality. They push that shit all throughout the planet. That's why in the most times, that's why they die from AIDS, man. Go ahead.
And the woman was arrayed in purple and scarlet color.
In other words, this woman was arrayed with purple and scarlet color, meaning she was looked at as being majestic. She was something to marvel at. She looked like something delightful, something appealing. I'm talking about America. America's ways, America's philosophies, America's ideals is looked at something appealing that everyone else wants to follow. Go ahead.
And decked with gold and precious stones.
Decked with gold and precious stones. So once again, talking about how this woman looked appealing. Go ahead.
And pearls.
She was arrayed in garments and jewels that made people wonder and marvel at her. Go ahead.
Having a golden cup in her hand full of abominations.
Having a golden cup in her hand filled with abominations. Homosexuality is one of the abominations. That whole LGBT is one of the abominations. That false Christianity is one of the abominations. Feminism is one of the abominations. Go ahead. And the promotion of murder in the media. All in their movies and their television shows. Drug dealing. Whether it's illegal drug dealing or legal drug dealing by way of the psychiatric industry, the pharmaceutical industry, excuse me. Those are all abominations. Go ahead, that's witchcraft. That alters your mind. Go ahead.
And filthiness of her fornication.
And filthiness of her fornication. Go ahead.
And upon her
fornication, meaning of her philosophy. Go ahead.
And upon her forehead was a name written. Mystery Babylon the Great.
Mystery. So this woman was a mystery. Why was she a mystery? Because nobody knew who this was representing. Even now, these so-called Bible scholars do whatever they can to make it appear as if that woman, that whore, is not talking about America. You know? Some of them may generally not know. Whether they know or not, it's a mystery to the world. So, mystery what?
Mystery Babylon the Great. The mother of harlots.
Babylon means confusion. So it was mystery, Babylon the Great, or basically a place of great confusion. You got men so-called become women, women so-called become men. Right? Men dressing up like women, women dressing up like men. And then they look at you like you are. Huh?
Women have authority.
Women having so-called authority over men. Most signs with that, ain't no woman equal to no man. And you got men that think women are equal, man. Some people think that they are superiors.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Mystery Babylon the Great.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
The mother of harlots.
Right. The mother of harlots. Go ahead.
And abominations of the earth.
So America was the mother of harlots and abominations of the earth. When you watch a movie, right, and they see a bunch of spaceships and so-called UFOs in the air, right? When the biggest one comes, what do they call it? The mothership. Saying basically that's the great ship. If you got a bunch of stuff being they have another term. They have another term called the mother load. Implying this is a great big load. It's a large quantity of items. So if America is the mother of harlots, it has a large quantity of harlotry and abomination. Huh? Go ahead.
All right. And I saw the woman drunken with the blood of the saints.
Look at the word drunken in the Greek. It means one that has murdered or shed blood profusely. So just as a person is drunk because they consume a profuse amount of alcohol, she's drunk with the blood of the saints, meaning she has shed our blood profusely. By way of slavery, the transatlantic slave trade, the massacre at Wounded Knee, the Sand Creek Massacre, what did to us in the 50s and the 60s, hanging us on the trees, and before then, the comic leasing system, gunning out people down in the streets. That's how our blood was shed. Go ahead.
And with the blood of the martyrs of Yahushua.
And with the blood of the martyrs of Yahushua. Now who's the martyrs talking about? The prophets. The ones that died for the Lord's word. Those are the Lord's martyrs. Go ahead. Because people think that we just out here for our health. That's why we came into the Most High start really moving, man. We want to see fear in your hearts. That's why when that whole C-19 thing happened a few years ago, people were scared as hell. You go outside in the streets 2, 3, 4 in the afternoon, it won't be a soul outside. People was nervous, scared as hell.
Yeah.
Everybody was scared.
Yeah.
Now
Now you got it.
They were scared as hell. And then after a while, they started to get back into their pride. Most times going to really release the damn disease, people really start dropping dead. Go ahead.
And when I saw her, I wondered with great admiration.
So he saw this woman and he wondered with great admiration. Because the woman that he saw looked beautiful. She had purple and scarlet garments, various types of precious stones on her. So this is looked at as a beautiful woman. So the America looked at as a place of beauty, a place of greatness.
This is Proverbs chapter 2, verse 16. Verse 14. Who rejoiceth to do evil and delight in the frowardness of the wicked, whose ways are crooked, they throw it in their paths. It says to deliver thee from the strange woman, even from the stranger which flattereth with her words.
That's talking about philosophy. It's not talking about an actual woman. Oh yeah, that's that woman over there. It's talking about a philosophy. It's comparing a false philosophy to an enticing woman. Yeah, that's what it's talking about. Because a woman may try to entice a man, that a false philosophy may entice you into following. Right?
Which forsaketh the God of her youth, and forgetteth the covenant of her God.
And some people have forsaken the God of their youth. In the scriptures. You know? We had guys that was out teaching with us years ago and they all went back into the world. I mean, they went back into the old ways. You know? But whether they're in the world, or even they're in the world, they can never truly forget the truth. You can fall out, but you're never going to forget. I seen a guy that was in a camp years ago, a few days ago. It was yesterday, as a matter of fact. He just out there in the world. Most of that?
He in limbo.
Exactly. Yeah.
It says, for her house inclineth unto death, and her paths onto the dead.
That's right. That woman, that strange woman, that philosophy, her house inclined unto death. So if this one was temptation, if you was to go over to her house, you're going to be leading to destruction. Like, ain't that rapper named Trouble that happened to him? Wasn't he enticed by that woman and he went to her house to have sex with her, and then her man came in the house and gunned him down? That's what's supposed to be false philosophy being compared to. You entice a woman and you go to her house to deal with her, and then you end up being killed, being murdered, losing your life. Go ahead.
None that go on to her return again.
See that? None that go to her return again. Go ahead.
Neither take they hold of any paths of life.
There you go. So once you get out of here, you get deep into that pit of wickedness that's done.
It says that thou mayest walk in the way of good men and keep the paths of the righteous. For the upright shall dwell in the land, and the perfect shall remain in it. But the wicked shall be cut off from the earth. And the transgression of, it says, and the transgressors shall be rooted out of it. I brought that out because you was going into Babylon, right? Mystery Babylon, the great whore that sitteth upon many waters, right? And one of the reasons why she's a whore is because she's mingling with the different philosophies of the world, of the earth. And she's spewing out the different philosophies of the earth. And the ways of her is going to lead you to death. You got it out. This is Revelation 11 and 18. And the nations were angry, and thy wrath is come in the time of the dead, that they should be judged, and that thou shouldest give reward unto thy servants the prophets, and to the saints, and them that fear thy name, small and great.
Them that fear thy name. They don't fear the Lord's name. You got people out there that claim that they believe in the scriptures, but they ain't poor.
Right.
You know?
Right.
They're homosexual.
Right. Smoking cigarettes.
You know? They're worshiping a white Jesus. You ain't supposed to have no images of the Lord in the first place. You know? They're not remembering the Sabbath and keeping it holy.
Right.
That's why the Most High would let them churches get shut up. If the Most High was truly in the church, they wouldn't be getting shut up. Ask yourself that question.
Right.
Since you love God so much, I love God. All right, cool. So why did these churches get shut up in South Carolina? Why he ain't protected? Why he ain't protected? Because the Most High ain't in them damn churches, man. That's why. They in them damn churches having strict breakfast. shrimp and grits for breakfast.
Shrimp and grits?
Pork and beans.
Back.
You know? Bacon bits on their eggs.
Scrap.
I used to go to church back in the world.
Yeah.
They were selling pork for breakfast.
Yeah.
Pork sausages, pork bacon.
Yeah.
You get down south, scrap.
You know? That's why most of them churches get shut up because he ain't in there. Damn niggas.
And them that fear thy name.
The church ain't nothing but a damn order house.
Right.
You gotta put the sluts in there. You got people, you know what they do at church? They go to church. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. They don't bring out no scriptures.
No scriptures.
I went to church for like 20 years of my life. I never learned nothing.
Nope.
You went to church now?
Yeah.
What you
And
doing,
I
man?
asked them, and I ain't learned shit. And when I was little, like 8 or 9, I went in and let me bring it back.
That time?
Yeah. Unfortunately, I was on that. I used to go to one of them churches on Truxton, right where Malak used to live at.
Right.
Where all them churches at.
Right.
Now I asked the preacher when I was little, like 8 or 9. I said, how the Lord look?
Right.
Back then I was calling Jesus. I said, how God look?
Right.
And then he showed me a picture of Cesare.
Right.
He was the jig, right? He was the nigga preacher.
Yeah, Reverend Kaiser was his name.
He dead?
I think so, man.
Good.
I really don't know, man. He was old back then.
That goes to show you, bro. Goes to show you, Chris.
Yeah. This is the book of Acts, chapter 17, verse 24. God that made the world and all the things therein, seeing that he is Lord of heaven and earth, dwelleth not in temples made with hands.
First, to the Most High dwelleth not in temples made with hands. Get 1 Corinthians 3, 16. To the Most High dwelleth not in temples made with hands. You can't take the Most High and confine the Most High to a building. We are the Most High's building. You got that?
Yep.
1 Corinthians 3, 16.
Yeah. All right. 1 Corinthians 3 and 16. Know ye not that ye are the temple of the Most High,
So we are the temple of the Most High. Go ahead.
and that the Spirit of the Most High dwelleth in you.
So the Spirit of the Most High dwells in you. So you ain't got to go to no damn church. You ain't got to go to no damn church. The Spirit of the Most High dwelleth in you. Not in a temple made with hands. Because the Spirit of the Most High dwelleth in a temple made with hands. What happens when the church is closed and the doors are shut? The Spirit of the Lord ain't in you no more?
Right.
That shows you how faithless y'all are. Go ahead.
If any man,
I know this one dude, he like a janitor, he basically like a do-everything kind of guy for a church. And they don't even pay him right. They pay him like $12 an hour or something like that, $13 an hour. He's 30-something years old, man. Want to pay him every 2 weeks. Tell him they're going to give him vacation time, they don't give him vacation time. The church is a piece of shit, man. Go ahead.
if any man defile the temple of the Most High, him shall the Most High destroy.
If you defile your temple, the Most High will destroy you. In other words, defiling your spirit by doing that which is against these scriptures. That's how you defile your temple. All right? More to that?
Yeah. For the temple of the Most High is holy, which temple ye are.
For the temple of the Most High is holy, which temple you are. All right? More to that? Here's the book of 1 Corinthians 9:27.
There's more. It says, God that made the world and all the things therein, seeing that he is Lord of heaven and earth, he dwelleth not in temples made with hands, neither is worship with men's hands, as though he needed anything.
You can't worship the Most High with your hands by creating idols and different images to him. Go ahead.
Seeing
You worship the Most High in deed and in truth. Go on.
neither is worship with men's hands, as though he needeth anything, seeing he giveth to all life and breath in all things.
That's self-explanatory.
Yeah. 1 Corinthians 9 and 27. What I keep under my body and bring into subjection.
Right. So it's I keep under my body and bring it into subjection. Now if you look at that word, Under, right? Look at the word under. It means like to blacken the eye. That's what it means. To blacken the eye. So he said he keep under his body and bring it under subjection. In other words, he beats his body. Figuratively speaking, of course. Meaning he beats his body as in he puts his body through rigid and fierce discipline. Just as a boxer will fight somebody and will black the eye, that's what the Apostle Paul does to his body. He beats his body and he puts his body under subjection. He beats his body into subjection of himself. Go ahead.
But I keep under my body and bring it into subjection.
In other words, you bring into subjection those temptations, those wicked desires, those earthly desires, those carnal desires. Go ahead.
Lest that by any means, when I have preached to others, I myself should be a castaway.
Lest that by any means, if he preach unto others, he himself will become a castaway or will be found unfit for the kingdom. So this thing you gotta have fierce and rigid discipline, spiritual discipline. That's why a lot of guys didn't last. A lot of them guys that was in the camp for years, you already know why they ain't fit, because they wasn't spiritually fit. Luke 9:26. They wasn't fit for the kingdom of heaven. That's why they got rooted out. Just because you're coming out and teaching, it's more than that. Guys think that's what it is. On Saturday, then I have to go back home with this TV and league again. You're gonna be exposed. You can only last for so long. Like that? Luke 9.
I got it right now. Yeah, right there. This is Luke 9:62. And Yahushua said unto him, no man having put his hand to the plow and looking back is fit for the kingdom of the Most High.
So no man that put up his hand to the plow and looking back is fit for the kingdom of the Most High. Because in the ancient world, if you would have an ox, or if you would have an ass, meaning a donkey, and you attach the plow to it with a plowshare, you had to hold the plow steady so that that animal can put the furrows in the soil. But if you would look back, you have to keep your eyes forward to hold it steady so the furrows will be straight. But if you look back, they can become crooked. So no man put up his hand to the plow and looking back is fit for the kingdom of heaven. You want spiritually fit. So you got guys that brought there claiming that they prophets, and then they believe in the Lord, claim they out there to do the work. But guess what? When they look back into the world, they're not fit for the kingdom of heaven. And that gives you an idea of that right there proves when Lot's wife looked back and showed what it meant. It don't mean she said, oh look, I'm turning around. No, she looked back because inwardly she still desired that city, those cities, man, of Sodom. Right?
Yeah.
Inwardly she desired that city of Sodom. So you got guys that go out there and so-called teach, claim to be prophets of the Lord. They look back and they're not fit for the kingdom. They're not spiritually free. They didn't pray. They didn't fast. It's like boxing. You can't go in a ring and just get into a fight without dying in public. You gotta jump rope. You gotta do wall work. You gotta shadow box. You gotta do all the spar. You gotta hit the heavy band. You gotta do all these different things to require you to be in tip-top shape to be fit for that battle. Well, it's the same thing when it comes to this. It's not just we just out here doing our own thing, out there doing our own thing in the world, and they come out here and teach, and they go back doing our own thing. When you come in this thing, the truth, it's the whole lifestyle change. The person you once were is dead. That's how it's supposed to be. Go ahead.
This is Matthew 10:22. And ye shall be hated of all men.
Right. And ye shall be hated of all men. The Lord is talking to his disciples. Guess what? We're the disciples. Back in this time. You're not saying we're 12. You might be out of 12. Who knows? What? We got again.
Yep. Matthew 10:22. And ye shall be hated of all men.
Ye shall be hated of all men. Oh, that's just talking about men. I don't mean women. Talking about men, meaning mankind, people in general. You're going to be hated. When you came into the truth, you never had no issue with certain people before you came into the truth. So-called friends or family. Once you came in, then it became issues. Once you started saying, you know what? I'm not going to do that. Then it became a problem. Because people start to realize you changed. You're the same person that you once were. And that turns them off. You got issues with that. Why you don't want to eat pork no more? Why you don't want to go to church no more? Why you want this for this? They don't know it's the Sabbath. You understand? Go ahead. There's certain things you once tolerated that you no longer tolerate. And they look at you odd. So you will be hated of all men. Go ahead.
Yeah. But he that endureth,
You said you will be hated of all men.
yeah, I'm going to read that again. Matthew 10:22. And ye shall be hated of all men for my name's sake.
That's the point I want to get. For my name's sake. See, it's one thing if you're just hated. But it's another thing if you're being hated for the sake of the Lord's name. Because if you're being hated for the sake of the Lord's name, then you're being hated because why? You're embodying His word. You're doing what He told you to do. So you're being hated for a righteous purpose. Anybody can be hated. You know? Go ahead.
But he that endureth to the end shall be saved.
He that endureth to the end shall be saved. To the end. It don't mean to the end of camp. When the camp is cut off. Or when you go home. The end of the day. No. He that endureth to the end, meaning to the Lord's second coming. The saints shall be saved. So you got to endure this until the very end. Until the Lord come back. And a lot of guys can't do that. They stay around for a couple. One guy was in the camp for a couple weeks and then left. One guy in the camp for a couple months and just left. You know why? Because you couldn't stand the rain.
It wasn't rooted.
It wasn't rooted. And they couldn't stand the rain, meaning what? When tribulation came. By his offense. Go ahead.
1 John 2:15. Love not the world, neither the things that are in the world.
Right. Love not the world. These are the things that are in the world. We don't love this world. What are the different things in this world? First of all, what does it mean, the world? It means those things that are hollow, meaning empty. Those things that are frail, meaning weak. Those things that are temporary. Here 1 minute, that are fleeting, meaning here 1 minute, going the next. That's the world. Things that are hollow, meaning empty, frail, meaning weak, and fleeting. They're here 1 minute, and they're going the next. That's all the things in this world. The riches, the philosophy, the fame, and the fortune, the admiration. Those are all the things of the world. We don't love this world. This world shall pass away. It's not that rich. Go ahead.
If any man love the world, the love of the Father is not in him.
If you love the world, the love of the Father is not in you. And there's a lot of people out there that love the world. The love of the Father is not in them. Like the people that claim to be so-called Bible believers.
Yeah.
They don't love the world. They don't love the Father.
No.
They love the world.
Yeah.
What did they ever sacrifice for the Lord? If they claim to believe in the Lord.
Right.
They ain't sacrifice a goddamn thing.
No.
They don't believe. So-called churches, you go to see the people going in and out of church every Sunday. They don't know a damn thing. They don't know shit. They don't even know the scripture.
Nope.
They think that they can be so close to in the Bible and straddle the fence with the world. That's what they think. You gotta dig all that up. If they're not ready to sacrifice, the Most High is not dealing with them.
Right.
That's the real reason why. The Most High didn't choose them. The Most High didn't want them. The Most High wants the base things of this world. The things despised, the things rejected. Case in point, his own son. Wasn't the Lord despised and rejected?
Yeah.
That's what people say. That's what the Most High wants. You think that you go to church and something that means something?
Yeah.
You think because you listen to gospel, that means something? You think because you having Thanksgiving dinner, you think because you help the old lady cross the street, the Most High gonna take you to the kingdom of heaven for that? Yeah, you know I helped the old lady cross the street. I don't mean shit.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because hey, you know, I walked my elderly woman's dog because she got a bad hip. That's another, you know, check to go into this. That's another check to go into the kingdom of heaven. What's I don't give a shit about that. You can walk 1,000 dogs. That don't mean a damn thing. That ain't a commandment. Is that a commandment? Go ahead, man.
1 John 2:16. For all that is in the world, the lust of the flesh and the lust of the
Those are
eyes.
the things that are in the world. The lust of the flesh, the lust of the eyes. I mean, the things that the flesh and the eyes lust for. Oh, you see that? I want that car. Oh, I want that house. Oh, I want those shoes. Oh, I want those shoes. Oh, I want to be famous. Oh, I want my name in lights. All the things that the flesh desires. Those things that are sensual. Sensual means things pertaining to the senses. Taste, touch, smell, sight, hearing. Those are those things that the flesh looks for. The flesh looks to please those things. The presence of the sense of touch, and taste, and smell, sight, hearing. Those are the things that you're lusting after. You know? Go ahead.
And the pride of life.
The pride of life. The pride of life. They want to live it up.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So everybody be living it up. You know?
Yeah.
They want to live it up. That's the pride of life. I love my life.
My life is all I.
What was that? You know what I'm saying? But that's them, man. That's them, man.
It's not of the Father, but it's of the world.
It's not of the Father, but it's of the world. The world! That's not of the Father. That's why they get put to death. That's why the scriptures say, hardly shall a rich man enter into the kingdom. Not just because of his money, but because of all the things that come with the riches. Love, fame, fortune, admiration, power, influence, power. That's why they can't give up. They can't give it up. Go ahead, bro. Got something?
Yeah. This is the book of Galatians.
You know? So they can't give it up.
Galatians chapter 6, verse 7. Be not deceived. God is not mocked.
Don't be deceived. The Most High is not mocked. You can't mock the Most High. Why is that?
God is not mocked. For whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap.
Whatsoever man soweth, that shall he also reap. So whatever you sow, you're going to get back. Job 4:8. Whatsoever man soweth, that shall he also reap. So if you sow an apple seed into the ground, meaning what? To sow, S-O-W, means to scatter. To sow, you scatter the seed. And whatever you scatter, if you scatter that seed and it goes to the soil and you water it, you're going to reap that. So if you sow an apple seed, you're going to reap or gather apple seed.
Job 4:8. Even as I have seen, they that plow iniquity and sow wickedness,
Even as I have seen, they that plow iniquity and sow wickedness reap the same. So if you plow iniquity, right? Plowing, put those furrows in the soil, and then you sow iniquity, guess what? You're going to reap or you're going to gather the same thing. So the so-called white man plowed and sowed wickedness into the world, he'll get the same thing. These damn devils not getting no scot-free. You think all of the wickedness you so-called white people Edomites have committed in this world, you're going to go and live it up in the kingdom of heaven? You really think in the kingdom of heaven you're going to sit next to the Israelites? No. You're going to be standing on your necks. That's your judgment. And we can't wait. Go ahead.
all right? By the blast of the Most High.
Galatians 6 and 9. 7. Be not deceived. God is not mocked. For whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap.
So whatever you sow, you're going to reap. You put wickedness out there in the earth, guess what? You're going to get it back. You should only stand in the reason that that's the judgment. How you going to commit wickedness and get away scot-free? If the children of Israel, the people that are called by the Lord's name, shall be punished, shall thou go unpunished? God forbid, meaning no. Thou shalt not go unpunished. That's in the book of Jeremiah. All right? Well,
For he that soweth to the flesh shall of the flesh reap corruption.
so if you sow into the flesh, you hear it again? I'm sorry.
It says, for he that soweth to the flesh shall of the flesh reap corruption.
So if you sow corruption, you're going to get back corruption. You want that?
It says, But he that soweth to the Spirit shall of the Spirit reap life everlasting.
So he that soweth unto the flesh shall reap corruption. So guess what? If you seek to live your life by eating the pleasures of the flesh, then guess what? You're going to reap corruption. But if you seek to live your life by that which pleases the Spirit, you're going to reap life everlasting. But that's only going to happen if you're the Lord's elect. If the Most High has predetermined or predestined you to be delivered, that's how you're going to be. You're going to live your life sowing things unto the Spirit, so that you will receive those spiritual benefits. You know?
That was it.
Job 9 and 24.
All right.
The earth is given into the hand of the wicked.
The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. Who is the wicked? Esau and Edom. All right, that's the so-called Caucasian race. The guy just left, so you gotta go to that one. All right, that's the Caucasian race, according to the Bible. This ain't according to what we say, it's according to what the Bible says. And the Bible calls your people the wicked. Who's in control of all the resources on the planet Earth? It's not our people. Whose faces is on the money currency? It's not our people. Who controls the food, the clothing, the science, the education? It's not our people. Right? So by process of elimination, your people are the wicked. Okay?
The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof.
He covers the faces of the judges thereof. Who are the judges? Well, according to the Bible, the Israelites are the judges. The Lord set up Israel to be the judges of the planet Earth. And how did you cover the faces of the judges? By whitewashing them. Iconoclasm. Look up the word iconoclasm. You took the images, the dark images of our people and whitewashed them. So now when you think about somebody holy or righteous or godly, you automatically think of Caucasian people. When you think of somebody righteous and holy, you automatically going to think of a long, stringy hair caveman. Okay.
If not, where and who is he?
And if that's not the wicked, then who is? If the caveman, aka European man, is not the wicked, then who is? Who else does all the atrocities on the planet Earth and then sweeps it under the rug as if they didn't do nothing? Who bombs countries and don't bat an eye as if they did something good or evil?
2 Corinthians 11 and 14. And no marvel, for Satan himself is transformed into an angel of light.
Satan himself has transformed into an angel of light. What does that mean? What does the word Satan mean? Satan means adversary. Satan means against. Right? So the spiritual demon Satan and his counterpart, you cave people, have transformed yourselves into angels of light. Right? You appear to be righteous. You appear to be holy. You appear to be good. You appear to be caring. You appear to be helpful. You appear to give security. But you're really a devil in disguise. You're a wolf in sheep's clothing. You appear to be harmless. But your reality in nature is a ravenous, vicious predator. You are a predator and a plague of the planet Earth.
First Maccabees 3 and 48. And laid open the book of the law, wherein the heathen have sought to paint the likeness of their images.
Yeah, they laid open the books of the law. So you open up the Bible and all the iconic images that we had, and you changed it. Yeah.
That's it.
No, it's more.
All right.
You changed all the dark images when we was ruling.
This is First Maccabees 3:48, and laid open the book of the law, wherein the heathen has sought to paint the. And laid open the book of the law, wherein the heathen has sought to paint the likeness of their images.
They paint the likeness of their images. You wonder why you can't find no history of when you was in rulership or when you was in the power seat? Because they defaced our images. They tore down our statues. They literally took our pictures and whitewashed them. And it's not a strange thing that they did that, because look, they claim to invented rock and roll. They claim to invented jazz, the blues. Well, we know in reality, it was our people that invented rock and roll, that invented jazz and the blues. Look up the history of Motown, right? And whenever they had to create an album, and they went to the record labels to bring out their album, they put white people on the cover of the album. Whenever we came out with an album, and we went to the record labels would sell our records to white artists. They would put white artists on the pictures. And we would get no recollection of our work. Look at all the things we invented. And we get no credit for all the things that we invented in this society.
Because Esau steals everything. The so-called white man, he's the biggest thief on the planet.
And that's his nature.
It's a steal.
It's to steal.
He's still stealing.
He's a thief and a murderer. This is not far-fetched. That's the white man's nature.
Yeah.
And our people got to come out of this.
Yeah.
Because he put his ideology and his mentality out on the planet Earth.
Yeah.
And now you're living like white people, murdering each other, robbing each other, having no love and care and decency for each other. Yeah.
They brought also the priest's garments, and the first fruits, and the tithes, and the Nazarites they stirred up, who had accomplished their days. Drop it?
Yeah, that's it.
All right.
You say John chapter 10. And this is not no surprise, man. We are here to tell our people who they are according to the Bible, whether you believe it or not. We are here to give you God's message, whether you believe it or not. Because at the end of the day, good evening. This empire known as America is coming to an end.
Yeah.
The rulership of America is coming to its end. Its glory day is past gone. We are not living in the glorious days of the rise of America. We're living in the downfall of the society.
John 10:10. The thief cometh not but for to steal and to kill and to destroy.
You got to know who you're dealing with, man. You're sitting there looking for peace and justice from the people that robbed, raped, and murdered your people.
Yeah.
You're not going to get no peace and no justice from the same people that hung you off of trees. You're not going to get no peace and no justice that people that gave you false nationalities and false identities. You don't even know who you are. You ain't going to get no peace and no justice from people that gave you last names. Go ahead.
That's right. What the hell is an African American? The fuck is that? John 10:10. The thief cometh not but for to steal and to kill and to destroy.
The thief cometh not but to steal, kill, and destroy, man. That's the whole MO of a thief. The thief ain't looking for your benefit. The thief don't care about your well-being. The thief has a mission, and that's to rob you for your goods. And the Caucasian race been robbing our people for their goods for over 500 years.
I am come that they might have life and that they might have it more abundantly.
Who the world ignorantly called Jesus Christ came to give us life. Right? He came to lead us back to life. But do y'all people follow after the ways of so-called Jesus? Do you follow after the ways of the words of God? Hell no. You don't care what God has to say. The majority of our people don't even believe in God anymore. So because you continue to cast away God's words, because you continue to turn your back on God, God is going to turn his back on you when judgment comes for you. When death is knocking on your door.
Sirach 13 and 23. When a rich man speaketh, every man holdeth his tongue.
When a rich man speak, everybody holds their tongue. This is why celebrities are your gods. Why do you care so much what celebrities do in their daily lives? As if they don't go through the same struggles that every average peasant goes through. They have the rich and the fame of the society, but they still suffer from anxiety, depression. The majority of celebrities commit suicide. But you look at celebrities as if they're the end-all, be-all of wisdom. So it says, when a rich man speak, everybody hold their tongue. Everybody want to hear what the celebrity got to say. Go ahead.
Yep. When a rich man speaketh, every man holdeth his tongue, and look, what he said, they extol it to the clouds.
Everything that a celebrity says, they uphold it to the clouds as it came from the heavens. That's why our people, you follow celebrities as if they're gods. You follow celebrities as if they're gods. Who cares what Michael B. Jordan's workout plan is? Yeah. Who gives a shit what The Rock eats on a daily basis? Who cares what Kanye West design is?
Oh, I saw you, I was recording you. Who cares if LeBron had a lemonade with his lunch?
Who cares, man? Who cares what LeBron James' cheat meal is? Nobody gives a shit. But you people, you uphold celebrities as if they're gods. And you don't even uphold the creator that way. You don't even uphold the creator's words. The one that created the heavens and the earth. But you're going to uphold a celebrity's words.
I got a definition of the word extol. The word extol from Oxford Languages, it says, praise enthusiastically. So they extol to the clouds. They praise it enthusiastically like it came from the heavens. You know that Roman Catholic church? That music, that's how they look at it.
Yeah.
You know? Ridiculous, man. A celebrity let out a tweet and everybody retweeted.
Yeah.
Who give a damn?
Who gives a shit? But that shows how low of a frequency, how low of a vibration, how low your mind is, because you uphold every word that come out of goddamn celebrity's mouth.
Hey, they try to emulate them. They try to look like them. They try to look like them. They try to emulate them, dress like them. That's why you see these fashion magazines or whatever. An R&B singer come out, and then they mimic their hairstyle.
Yeah.
How many females
dressed like Aaliyah
and took that hairstyle of that chick that made that song Feelings, or what the fuck her name is? I forget her name, but you know what I'm saying?
MMA
with that little one thing on the top.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Alright. But if the poor man speak, they say, what fellow is this? And if he stumble, they will help to overthrow him. Yeah, but if a poor man speak, you'll help to overthrow him. Who gives a shit about a poor man's speech? Right? He don't know nothing. He ain't got no money. That shows that God is your money. And your money is God. That's what I meant. Because you're not going to listen to a poor man. Even a poor man is going to lead you to life if he's coming out the words of the Bible, right? He's coming out of the Lord's statutes, commandments. Because the scriptures say that the Most High chose the poor of this world. But they're rich in faith.
Right.
So they might not have the finer things that life has to offer, but they got the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding of the Creator. But that's not good enough for our people.
I got something. Ecclesiastes 10:6. Folly is set in great dignity, and the rich sit in low place.
The scriptures say that folly is set in great dignity. When you look up the word folly, it means stupidity. And when you even look deeper into the word, it means mental weakness. So mental weakness is upheld in this world. What goes to show you mental weakness is upheld in this world? Look at TikTok. Pull up TikTok and see what's trending. It's either going to be a cat video, a challenge, a dance challenge, or a female half naked doing something stupid. Folly is set in great dignity.
The camera don't like it.
It's a light, it's a filter, because it's dark. Read it again.
Ecclesiastes 10:6. Folly is set in great dignity, and the rich sit in low place.
When you look up the word dignity, it means honor. So mental weakness or foolishness is held as honor. That's why the more stupid you are in society, the more famous you'll get.
Yeah.
The more retarded shit that you do in this world, the higher you'll make money. The more you'll make money. Look at Jackass, right? The show Jackass.
Made a movie out of it too.
3 movies. It is nothing but stupidity. Look at Tekashi 6ix9ine. He's not talented at all. He says the most outlandish shit on a record, and he's making millions of dollars. So stupidity is upheld in this world. Right, guys?
Folly is set in great dignity, and the rich sit in low place.
And a rich sit in a low place. The rich meaning the rich in faith, man. The true heirs of the planet Earth, which are the Israelites, right? God's chosen people, you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians. You sit in a low place.
I have seen servants upon horses and princes walking as servants upon the earth.
Scripture say, I see servants upon horses. Going back to the prophecy, right? Our forefather Isaac told on to Esau that he'll be a servant to his brother in Jacob. Right? So the servants is sitting in positions of power. Who are the servants? You cave people. You so-called Europeans. You Edomites. You are sitting in positions of power. And princes are walking on the earth. You see, they just tear down that statue at the Museum of Natural History that had Theodore Roosevelt sitting on a horse and a so-called black man on one side and a so-called indigenous Indian on the other side. And that was a statue symbolizing that scripture right there. Princes walking on the earth and servants upon horses. All right?
This is Job chapter 10, verse 21. Before I go whence, I shall not return, even to the land of darkness and the shadow of death. A land of darkness as darkness itself.
This land is the shadow of death. What is your shadow? The shadow is something that constantly follows behind you, right? This land is the shadow of death because our people They never know when they're going to die. You don't know if you're going to die leaving the house. You don't know if you're going to die from the bad diet you have. You don't know if you're going to die from the bad habits that you have. You don't know when you're going to die. Because everything in this world is to promote the death of our people, man. To hasten the death of our people. Yeah.
It says, a land of darkness, as darkness itself, and of the shadow of death, without any order, and where the light is as darkness.
Where the light is as darkness. Because there is no light in this world. That's talking about here in America. There's no light in this world. What is the light? The light is the scriptures. The scriptures say, to the laws and to the testimonies, if they speak not according to this word, it's because there is no light in them. So if you're not coming out of thus saith the Lord, and as it is written, there's no light in you. Right? Read that part again out.
From Job 10 and 22, a land of darkness as darkness itself.
The land of darkness as darkness itself. That's metaphorically, spiritually, figuratively. Nothing, this world promotes nothing but darkness. It's anti-life. It's anti-life. Right? Look at the diet. The diet alone hastens your death. High blood pressure, diabetes, high cholesterol, kidney failure, cancer. The diet itself will kill you. The philosophies will kill you. It's okay to be gay. It's okay to have sex with whoever you want to have sex with. That's death in itself, in darkness. It's okay for a woman to be sexually promiscuous. That's darkness itself. Right? You could believe in whatever God you want to believe in. That's darkness itself. Yeah,
It says, and of the shadow of death, without any order, and where the light is as darkness.
What is order? Order comes from the Bible. The instructions come from the Bible. The Bible teaches us how to live on this earth. How to live a successful life on this earth. But the world teaches adverse to what the Bible says. I'll prove to you that the world teaches adverse to what the Bible teaches. What's the First Amendment of America? What is the First Amendment? You have the freedom to believe in whatever you want to believe in. But the first law that God gave us, that you should have no other gods but Him. That's God's first rule. Don't have no other gods but me. What does America say? Believe in whatever you want to believe in. So is America for God? Or is America adverse to God? This shows you that God doesn't care about America. God damn America.
Right.
This is Satan's place. This is the land of the devil. This is the devil's playground to people to be as wicked as they can be. And y'all all partaking in the ungodliness and the deviltry. Not caring what God has to say. So once again, God ain't going to care for when you're weeping and when you're dying.
We can't wait.
Let's finish that, huh? Okay.
Right? 2 Corinthians 11 and 14. And no marvel, for Satan himself is transformed into an angel of light.
Satan himself has transformed an angel of light. Satan meaning adversary. The word Satan means adversary. He transformed into an angel of light. So he's appearing to be righteous. He's appearing to be good. He's appearing to be holy. Right? So Satan transformed into an angel of light. Once again, America appears to be a good, fair, righteous kingdom. But truly, it's wicked and evil. Go ahead.
I got something. Psalms 94:20. Shall the throne of iniquity have fellowship with thee?
Have the throne of iniquity have fellowship with the Most High? Hell no. Once again, God damned this place, man. If you think America's a holy, blessed kingdom, you out your rabbit ass minds, man. What's holy and blessed about this kingdom? Besides, you can make money. Don't you know life is more than just money? Look at the people that got money in this world and how depressed and strung out on drugs they are, and end up killing themselves. So is life all about just money? No.
Yeah, so how can you be so-called wealthy and you using drugs, man? What the fuck are you trying to escape? You wealthy, why you need to use drugs if you wealthy?
Yeah,
This is Ephesians chapter 5, verse 11. And have no fellowship with the unfruitful works of darkness, but rather reprove them.
So we're not supposed to have fellowship with the works of darkness. We're supposed to be born again. After you find out, after you open your eyes and see how evil this world is, you see how fucked up our situations are, you see how you've been lied to your entire lives. You go to school 12 years to learn nothing but lies. They don't prepare you for nothing in society in this world. And then you get out here naked, having to survive and learn everything, coming as an adolescent to an adult. And then you learn more lies when you go to college. And you gather debt when you go to college. Now you gotta sell your soul just to try to get out of debt, right? Or you busting your ass trying to get out of debt because you're trying to get a more education. You just learn that it's a never-ending tab of debt. It's slavery, man. But can I read that again, huh?
And it reads, and have no fellowship with the unfruitful works of darkness.
So the scriptures tell us to not have fellowship with the unfruitful works of darkness. What are unfruitful works of darkness? Everything that this world promotes. What does this world promotes? Adultery. Every rap song and R&B song is about having sex with a married woman. Every rap song and R&B song is about having sex with another man's woman. We're not supposed to have fellowship with that, man. Every rap song and R&B song is about murdering each other. We're not supposed to have fellowship with that, right? Everything that's about death, that's all this world promotes. And everybody's talking about they tired of it, but nobody's taking the steps necessary to end this senseless violence and this senseless death. You can march and protest till your feet bleed, but if you don't come back to the ways of God, it's vain. It's pointless. So don't have fellowship with the unfruitful works of darkness, because the ends of the ways of darkness is death. God.
It says, but rather reprove them.
But rather reprove them. What does reprove mean? Correct. We're showing you what's right from what's wrong. We're showing you what's good from what's evil. God said that your body is the temple of the Most High. The Spirit of God dwells in your body. So you can't defile your temple. You can't defile your body. You got to keep your body holy so God can dwell inside your vessel. But if you do things to defile your temple, God can't dwell, the Spirit of God can't dwell in. And if the Spirit of God can't dwell in you, you're destined for destruction. You're destined for death. Okay.
Habakkuk 2:5. Yea, also, because he transgresseth by wine.
Who's the he that transgressive by wine? You cave people, man. You Edomites. You transgress by wine. Wine is symbolic, meaning philosophies. Right? You made God's chosen people drunk off the philosophies of this world. You made the whole world drunk, not just our people. The whole world is drinking off of the wine of your philosophies. Okay.
Like I said something real quick.
Okay.
You see why I said transgress about wine? Because wine can make you transgress. Person get drunk, their judgments become faulty. They say things that they don't mean. Say things that's incorrect. Do things that's incorrect. So you gotta understand why we say transgress by wine. Because wine alters your judgment. It causes you to transgress. Scripture speak about that, in Ezra. Let's speak about the three things that are strongest.
Right.
Wine, woman, and the king. And the truth is stronger than all. When they mention wine, they mention, if I'm not mistaken, it turn a wise man to a fool. You know? So that's why he said, that's why I said that.
Yeah.
Somebody right? Habakkuk 2:5. Yea, also, because he transgresseth by wine. He is a proud man, neither keepeth at home.
He's a proud man and he needs to keep us at home. Why is America concerned about what's going on in Ukraine? Why is America sending $40 billion to Ukraine? That's none of our business. What goes on between Russia and Ukraine has nothing to do with us. There's people here in America still suffering. Flint, Michigan still got dirty water. New York still got dirty water. Nobody want to drink from the faucets in New York. But you sending $40 billion to Ukraine. Yeah.
Yep. Who enlargeth his desire as hell, and is as death, and cannot be satisfied.
He can't be satisfied. He rules the planet Earth. This is talking about the elites. They rule the planet Earth. They own all the gold, all the oil, all the diamonds, all the banks, the central banks. They own everything. It's still not enough. They want to put CHIPs. They want to put a barcode on you, in you, which is the Quran, which the Bible tells us not to take. Yeah.
Yep. But gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people. There's more, but
Keep on, keep on.
shall not all these take up a parable against him?
Shall not all these nations take up a parable against him? That's why the skirts of America being lifted up. The shame of America is being seen. Everybody can call America out for the bullshit and the lies that has been pushing, especially on the news media, especially America News, the most shittiest news on the planet Earth. Fox News, CNN, what's the other ones? NBC. They gotta be the worst news on the planet Earth. If you want to get your real news, you gotta look outside the country to find out what's going on really in America. Because America's lied so goddamn much. You gotta listen to the alternative news media to find out what's really going on. Because once again, America News lies so goddamn much. And guess what? The majority of you people believe it. You believe what you hear in the news. As if it's the words of God himself, man. And American News, you could turn to one news station and then go to a completely different news station and they saying the exact same shit. Because it's scripted. They're reading a script. And y'all people listening and believing that script, which is lies.
And a taunting proverb against him, and say, woe to him that increaseth that which is not his.
Woe meaning destruction unto him that increaseth that's not his. We told you the thief MO. The whole purpose of a thief is to steal. He has a mission, he has a job, right? So the whole purpose of these cave people is to devour and to conquer and to destroy. They don't care how far they gotta stoop themselves, how humble they gotta be. They don't care how politically correct they gotta be. They have an agenda. They can say I got black friends. They can say I have this friends, that friends. I do this for black people. They have an agenda. Yeah.
How long? And to him that ladeth himself with thick clay.
Yeah, it said, read that again. Woe unto him that increaseth.
Woe to him that increaseth that which is not his.
Woe unto him that increaseth that is not his. America don't belong to you so-called Europeans. America belongs to the indigenous, so-called indigenous Indians from North, Central, and South America. We just had so-called Columbus Day, right? Why are we still celebrating Christopher Columbus when we know he was a homosexual murderer predator? He didn't discover the goddamn thing, but we still celebrating him like he's a hero. Not us, but America. America still celebrates Christopher Columbus as a hero when he was a murdering pedophile predator. So woe unto him that increaseth that which is not his. This world belongs to the Israelites. But you continue to conquer, divide, and destroy this planet Earth. Yeah.
How long? And to him that ladeth himself with thick clay.
Mm-hmm. America's what? 4 trillion? 5 trillion? 500 trillions? The number's outrageous how much debt America's in.
The numbers keep going. Hey, if you look on the site, the debt clock, it just keeps going. You know, it just keep going, man. You know, like when you look at the lotto when them balls move and the numbers, but it stops. Yeah. That shit just keep going though, man. It's non-stop.
31 trillion.
They're going, right? And the numbers still going.
They laid themselves with thick debt, man.
Got some?
Yeah, though.
This is Jeremiah 22:13. Woe unto him that buildeth his house by unrighteousness, and his chambers by wrong, that useth his neighbor's service without wages, and giveth him not for his work.
That's Esau's MO, man. Read that from the top.
Jeremiah 22:13. Woe unto him that buildeth his house by unrighteousness.
He buildeth his house by unrighteousness, by the slaughtering of the so-called Native Americans, Seminole Indians, the Mexicans, so-called indigenous Indians from Central and South America, man. And off the backs of you so-called Negroes, West Indians, and Haitians. America was built off of your bloodshed. Yeah.
And his chambers by wrong, that useth his neighbor's service without wages.
He used his neighbor's service without wages. The scriptures say, it made no account of our labors. Right? Talking about the prophets, but we can also use that for Jake, man. Our nation as a whole. That's why Jake is sitting there yelling about reparations now. They want back pay for what they did for slavery.
Wait a minute, hold on. What these black bastards, greasy niggas, no reparations for? These dumb fucking niggas, what's gonna do? Get the same money back to the white
We're
man.
gonna give it back to the white
All
man.
right, y'all, here come that money, niggas. And they don't give away money. What they gonna do with it?
Gucci,
They gonna go and they gonna buy Gucci with it. They gonna buy Louis Vuitton with it. They
Balenciaga.
gonna buy a new car.
Yep.
They gonna put satellite dishes on their wheels. I mean, them big ass rims.
You know,
That's
they-
gonna crack.
These niggas are stupid. They gonna buy jewelry with it. All they gonna do is make the white man rich again.
Get the white man rich.
Huh? Not only that, they're gonna buy drugs. They're gonna buy weed. They're gonna buy coke.
Yeah, you gotta
You know
flip
what I'm
it.
Yeah, they
Gotta
gonna
flip it.
You know
That's what
they
they
gonna
gonna
keep the flip going.
And you niggas shouldn't get. Hey man, let me tell you what. That niggas shouldn't get reparations, man. That niggas ain't bust your ass. You know? That niggas shouldn't get shit. Fucking animals. You fucking black fucking animals. What the hell you use the money for? Y'all just want money just to have it. Y'all don't give a fuck about what your ancestors died for. That's what y'all shit deserves. Shit. Y'all don't give a fuck about your ancestors died for. When the last time you so-called Negroes thought about slavery if reparations or money wasn't attached to it?
Yeah.
Think about that.
Yeah.
When the last time you heard a nigga, fucking niggas, well, we come out talking about slavery, niggas just walk right past.
Yeah.
They don't give a damn.
No.
You niggas won't say nothing about slavery unless it got money attached to it, man. Because you niggas have adapted the so-called white man's philosophy of the worship of money and materialistic things. You black peons, niggas.
Yeah, Jake will even go as far as stop talking about slavery.
Yeah,
Show us in a good light.
exactly. Yo, man, stop talking about slavery, man. Yo, man, yo. That's what they'll say.
Yeah.
But then they say, well, giving you money, slavery, then they don't mind. Their eyes start, their eyes
light
light
up. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, Jake is full of shit. Yeah, like the brother said, what y'all gonna do with the money? But pure wickedness.
Yeah. Go to strip club.
Strip clubs, make it rain.
Nope. It says that useth his neighbor's service without wages and giveth him not for his work.
Yeah, give his not for his work. That's Esau. That's what Esau did. But see, the part that Esau messed up, or the Esau forgot, is that the Most High got it recorded. The Most High got every ounce of Israelite blood that you spilled recorded.
Yeah.
Every Jake that was murdered unrecorded, the Most High got it recorded.
Yeah.
And you gonna pay for that. You gonna pay for that.
Right.
Every Israelite child, every Israelite woman, every Israelite man, right, that died by the hands of the so-called white man, they gonna pay for that.
If you damn niggas, if I say what this person, if you damn white devils, yeah, we said it. They put the natives in boarding schools, man. Carlisle boarding schools. And while they put them in the boarding schools, they would basically use that to wipe out their culture. It's called acculturation. Type in that word acculturation. What that word acculturation. What you told? What was the on that? ACCACCUL. Yeah, right there, the first one at the top. Look at go on Wikipedia. Look it up on Wikipedia.
Look it up on Wikipedia.
Yeah, let's scroll down. Scroll down.
Let's see what they have.
Yeah, right there. There you go. It's called the acculturation. But they'll have them in these boarding schools, and they won't let them speak their native languages. They won't let them do their, dress in their traditional native garments. If you look at a before and after picture of them in the Carlisle border schools, one picture their hair will be long and had traditional garments on. The next picture, they got, their hair's cut, they got a suit on. That's what they would do. Some of these children was taking that 7, 8 years old, and years later they'll come back, they completely forgot their language. Read that.
All right. Acculturation is a process of social, psychological, and cultural change
Social, psychological, and cultural change, go ahead.
that stems from the balance of the two cultures.
That stems from the balance of the two cultures,
Balancing.
balance of the two cultures,
While adapting to the prevailing culture of the society.
while adapting to the prevailing culture of the society. So Esau's culture was the prevailing culture because they had took over the natives. So they had to adapt to their ways of life. Esau said to kill the Indian, save the man. Okay?
Yep. Acculturation is a process in which an individual adopts, acquires, and adjusts to a new cultural environment as a result of being placed into a new culture, or when another culture is brought to someone.
Or another culture is built somewhere. And that's why these damn white devils, that's why they pushing this whole thing in the media. We've seen the media, they all got all these white celebrities adopting black babies. Oh, look, black baby, yeah, got a black baby. They adopting black babies. So one day I seen that, right? Years ago, I was in this brother's house. I was going to the bathroom, and his niece was watching TV. Somebody watching TV, and I heard a little black kid say, "My new mom and I." So I backed up. I said, "Who's my new mom and I?" Because I looked at the TV that was in the room, and I saw like a little black boy and a white woman going through the forest. So I said, "My new mom and I know they're talking about. I know this is an adoption commercial." And I looked. It was a commercial from an organization called Adopt Us Kids. And there was a white woman that adopted a little black boy, so I started doing my research. I started like, I remember that. Then I looked at Native American genocide, right? So I found something called, the spirit, called the Genocide Convention. That was 1948, I believe. It gives you different definitions of genocide. And one of them is forcibly removing the children of one group and giving them to another. That's genocide. And then, as you look into it, I found something called the Multi-Ethnic Placement Act. And basically it was passed by Congress, I believe, in 1996 or 95. And basically it was about 94, somewhere around there, in the mid-90s. And basically what it was about was removing any, allowing people to adopt children regardless of race or ethnicity or geographical background.
Yeah, they showed you that. They showed you that in the 80s. Different strokes, Webster.
Exactly.
So they showed it on TV first.
Exactly.
You got it.
Exactly. And the same time they passed that, they made a movie called Losing Isaiah.
Yeah.
They made a movie called. Once I saw that, I said, Losing Isaiah. Popped dead in my mind. I said, Losing Isaiah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I said, they put that movie out around the same time they came with the Multi-Ethnic Placement Act to socially condition the minds of the people into accepting it. And when you look deeper into it, you'll find out that black children, Latino children are more likely to be put into child adoption agencies more than white children, even under the same circumstances. There are more black children in New Jersey that are in the adoption agencies than white people, even though there are more white people in New Jersey than black people. It's an agenda!
What was that boarding school? What was that boarding? That shit, what was it? Facts of Life? When they had Tootie living in the boarding school with all the girls and she was the only nigga in there?
They pushed that. Can I get a close scripture real quick? Psalms 55th chapter where it said, the word of his mouth is smoother than butter, the word of his heart. Come on, man. Esau set all that up. And they put the celebrities out there. You know, celebrities, they got influence. The word celebrity goes back to the word celestial, which means ceiling. You look up to the ceiling the way you look up to a celebrity. So therefore, like a star. That's what they call celebrities what? Stars. So you look up, celebrity means celestial. What celestial means, celebrity goes back to the word celestial, and celestial means ceiling. You look up to the cylinder, you look up to the word celebrity. When you look up to the celestial, and look up to stars, when you look up to celebrities that are called stars.
They're idols.
But they're idols. And in the ancient world, they worship stars as idols. The bodies of heaven.
With Jupiter, what's the other ones?
Jupiter, Mercurius. When you go into the book of Kings, it tells you they worship the planets. You go to, it says planets right in the scripture. Okay, so they worship them different heavenly bodies. And if a celebrity do it, who gonna do it? Jillian Michaels. What's the other broad name? White bitch from South Africa. Charlize Theron. I think somebody from Duck Dynasty. Madonna. You all got so-called black babies.
Psalm 55 and 20. He hath put forth his hands against such as be at peace with him. He hath broken his covenant. The words of his mouth.
Yeah, he broken his covenant. Oh, look. We're gonna pass this treaty. We're no longer going to. We're gonna remove the government no longer have anything to do with the Black Hills, I believe, or North Dakota. But then they went back when they found that it was gold there. They had a treaty. But when they found that it was gold there, they broke that treaty. Just type in Black Hills Treaty. You'll find it.
Says the words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart.
The word of Esau's mouth was smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. So guess what the so-called white man speaks smoothly, but deep down inside of his heart and his mind, he's thinking about cutting you down. War is in his heart. They had something called the stolen generations of Australia. In the stolen generation of Australia, what happened was when the British had went over there to Australia and conquered it and slaughtered the men, women, and children, what they started to do was they started to take Aboriginal children that had like a white father and a black, Aboriginal mother or what have you, and they would take them. They would have them be raised on the white settlement. They had to be raised in the white settlement. Why? To destroy the mind of the child. To destroy the culture of the child, the brain of the child. That's what they would do. I don't know if that's part of the secret. The video on YouTube was called "If You Can't Get Them Out, We'll Breed Them." I don't know if you ever saw that.
That's from Braveheart.
But that's from Braveheart.
Yeah.
Now, whoever made that video, they had showed a little clip from a movie. I think it was called "Above the Rabbit Proof Fence." I think that's a movie. I showed a clip from. But what's that?
No, notification.
So what happened? After the camera was still saying that. But anyway, there was a clip in the movie, and you had this guy that like the head. I forget exactly what his title was. He was like the head of the Aboriginal organization or the Aboriginal Bureau or something like that. And he said, "Look, he had a projector screen. He had like one of those sticks from school. You stick with it. And like it was something like this. It was something like rolling over. This picture right here, it had a so-called half Aboriginal child that had a child that had a half white parent and an Aboriginal parent, so it's so-called half and half. And then the next child was like a quarter of that, like a person who's so-called quarter black. Like your father is black and your mom is white, so you so-called half and half. And then you have a child with a white person, so that child's like a quarter black. And then the next child was like an octoroon. And then he was like, you see, by the time you get to the third cross, all of the Negroid features, all the Aboriginal features are gone. So they was basically finding ways to basically breed them out. So they took the clip from Braveheart and they played that over and over and over again as they started showing that clip. And then they started showing a bunch of black men with white women and black women with white men. Because Esau is doing that.
Yeah.
You know?
If you can't get them out, we'll breed them out.
Esau is doing that. These damn devils are a bunch of damn devils.
It's diabolical.
You know?
I got the Black
That's what
Hills.
I'm saying?
Black Hills. Black Hills.
Yeah, you bring it up.
The Black Hills of Dakota are sacred to the Sioux. The Sioux Indians.
It's spelled S-I-O-U-X. That's Sioux, or also known as the Lakota. Same
right.
people.
Lakota?
Yeah, same
All right.
thing.
The Black Hills of Dakota are sacred to the Lakota Indians in the
You say Sioux, that's what it says. This is Sioux treaty.
Sioux Indians in 1868 treaty signed at Fort Laramie and other military posts in Sioux country. The United States recognized the Black Hills as part of the Great Sioux Reservation set aside for exclusive use by the Sioux people.
I got right here. See, look, the Sioux are a confederacy of several tribes that speak 3 different dialects: Lakota, Dakota, and Nakota. Lakota, also called the Tinton Sioux, so it's kind of like the same thing, you know. But you could have read it.
Oh.
Like you could read it right there. You could read the tree. Look at the tree.
Right here?
Yeah, look at it. You still real quick? Oh, give me 1 second. All right, it says the Black Hills. It says, what says this one? Educator resources.
Yes.
It says the Black Hills of Dakota are sacred to the Sioux Indians. You read it right there. Read down. In 1874, read that.
In 1874, however, General George A. Custer led an expedition.
Custer.
Oh, Custer. Damn, I said cluster. All right. Custer, glasses. Custer led an expedition into the Black Hills, accompanied by miners who were seeking gold. Once gold was found in the Black Hills, miners were soon moving into the Sioux hunting grounds and demanding protection from the United States Army. Army already there. Soon the Army was ordered to move against wandering bands of Sioux hunting on the range in accordance with their treaty rights. In
They caught him with their treated right. They treated him like you're not gonna live like that. You're not gonna go back hunting and just do your thing. Go ahead.
All right. In 1876, Custer, leading an army detachment, encountered the encampment of Sioux and Cheyenne at the Little Bighorn River. Custer's detachment was annihilated, but the United States would continue its battle against the Sioux in the Black Hills until the government confiscated the land in 1877. Damn. To this day, ownership of the Black Hills remains the subject of a legal dispute between the United States government and the Sioux.
See that? See, even to this day.
Yeah.
It shows how much of a bunch of damn devils these fucking crackers are, man.
Resources.
They found, once they found gold there, you know? That's how these devils are, man.
Frame of mischief by the sea. I mean,
Yeah, get that scripture. Great mischief by law. I'm glad you mentioned it. Okay, somebody type in, if you get it, somebody type in, I got this. Shit.
Quote it.
It's a Latin term. I gotta find it.
I'm going to read something. Psalms chapter 49, verse 11. Their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever, and their dwelling places to all generations. They call their lands after their own names.
Yeah, there you go. He still calls his land after his own names, man.
He had no right to the Black Hills or any land surrounding that. So why is Gad and Reuben fighting for entitlement?
Terra nullius. Terralius. Terra nullius. There you go.
something territory or something?
Yeah.
All right.
Terra, you got something to do with land. We'll get to it, but
This is scripture.
no, go ahead.
All right, this is Psalms 94 and 20. Shall the throne of iniquity have fellowship with thee, which frameth mischief by a law?
So the throne of iniquity. You ever get on there? Come and mention that?
Yep.
The throne is what? The throne is a seat that a ruler of it. So the throne of iniquity or the seat of a ruler is society have fellowship with thee, which frameth mischief by law. Of course you shouldn't have fellowship with thee. You gotta not go to
Just TRRA and HOUS.
Terra nullius. L-I-U-S. T-E-R-R-A space N-U-L-I-U-S. Terra nullius.
Terra nullius is a Latin expression meaning nobody's land. It's a Latin expression meaning nobody's land. It was a principle sometimes used in international law to justify claims that territory may be acquired by a state's occupation of it.
So if they come there, oh, we can take it, but this is Terra nullius. It's nobody's land. Even if they came there and they saw people there, they'll still call it Terra nullius.
Yep.
Yeah.
It says there are currently 3 territories claimed to be terra nullius, 2 of which caused by border disputes between sovereign states and 1 caused by no sovereign state claiming the land.
Now,
Alright? The doctrine of terra nullius is the territory which belongs to no state. Sovereignty over territory, which is terra nullius, can be acquired by any state by occupation. According to Oppenheimer, the only territory which can be the object of occupation is that which does not already belong to another state, whether it is uninhabited or inhabited by persons whose community is not considered to be a state.
so if they come into your land and there's people there, well, we don't consider this a state. We can just take it. That's the favorite mystery about love, right? That's why you so-called white people, we gotta kill you. Sorry. No, we ain't sorry, but we still gotta kill you. We most likely die.
You're being sarcastic.
You know, they did that in Australia, but Captain Cook went there in like the 1800s. Don't you know that they put in Encyclopedia Britannica? First of all, when you go back and you look up that thing, the genocide of Australian Aborigines, it used to tell you that they used to take the children and they would bury them underground, leaving only their heads exposed above the earth, and they would ride by horses with clubs and knock their heads off. They would do that. They would take javelins and spears and they would stick it up women's vaginas until they died. They would take the men's hands and tie behind their backs, and know what they would do? Cut the penises and testicles off. as they run around screaming and bleeding to death.
Yeah, that sounds like Esau.
That's what they was doing.
Yep. It says occupation of terra nullius is one of several ways in which a state can acquire territory under international law. The other means of acquiring territory are conquest,
Conquest. Yeah.
cession by agreement, accretion through the operations of nature, and prescription through the continuous exercise of sovereignty.
There you go. And if you type in terra nullius to Australia, you'll get a lot more about it. Yeah, what you got,
Psalms 49 and 11. The inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever.
Yeah, that brother's right there. They think their house is going to continue forever. Esau thinks he's going to rule forever. And guess what? Jake thinks Esau going to rule forever. Jake thinks it's going to be house going to be forever.
Yeah.
Like this is forever and ever and ever and ever and ever. Like you don't think you ever going to have a chance to rule? They don't want to. If you said, listen, nigga, if you want to go from nigga in the street, say, listen, nigga, listen, Tom, Sean, what's his nigga name? A hood name.
Taquan,
Look, Taquan.
Tabik.
Yeah, look, Tom Meek. You press that button, the world gonna change. You gonna be in power now. He ain't gonna push his damn button. He ain't gonna push the button.
No.
He said, you mean for me? I'm gonna have that responsibility of ruling the whole planet? Nah, I ain't doing that, man. The block, man, the hood. That's how nigga gonna tell you.
No.
When I die, I'd rather go to hell. Because I'm a piece of shit and ain't hard to fucking tell.
Right.
It don't
bro.
make sense going to heaven with the goody goodies.
Yeah, fucking
That's a
nigga.
nigga mind frame. You don't want to go to heaven, I want to go to hell.
Well, you already in hell, faggot. Go ahead, bro.
What's wrong with you?
Their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever and their dwelling places to all generations.
They think they go have their dwelling place for all generations. That's something you go to Malachi and said the Most High will leave neither root nor branch. It means what? Their offspring. Their root. Their branch. Their seed. It's not going to be left. Why? Because you go to Obadiah 18 verse, they're going to all be destroyed. So they think they're going to rule forever, but they ain't going to rule forever. Alright.
They called their lands after their own names.
See? Yeah, they call them after their own name. They conquer lands and they call it, you know, we're going to call it place here, District of Columbia. We call this place America. We'll call this place, we call it Hispaniola.
Puerto Rico.
Little Spain.
What's that place over there, the Klondike, where you get that ice cream, that ice cream bar, because there's a lot of gold in that area on the gold rush. There'd be gold flowing down the river, man. There was so much.
Isaiah 14 and 21, prepare slaughter for his children, for the iniquity of their fathers, that they do not rise, nor possess the land, nor fill the face of the world with cities. It says, prepare slaughter for his
Yeah,
children.
the scriptures say prepare slaughter for his children. Whose children? The Caucasians, man. Esau. For his children.
For the iniquity of their
For
fathers.
the iniquity of their fathers. Which you are your fathers in the reincarnation. So you did a lot of iniquity on the earth, man. So you have to pay for it.
That they do not rise, nor possess the land,
That you not rise or possess the land. You don't try to so you don't rule anymore, man. So you don't spread your nation don't expand. You don't have your new world order.
nor fill the face of the world with cities.
Yeah, you don't build no more cities, man. You already done destroyed the world with these cities, man. Concrete every damn where.
For I will rise up against them, saith Yahweh of hosts.
Yeah, the Lord gonna rise up against Esau. And he gonna destroy a lot of you with his people. The elect of his people, so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans.
It says, and cut off from Babylon the name and remnant and son and nephew.
Cut off the name. So Babylon, which is America, gonna be destroyed. The people gonna be destroyed also. That's it.
And son and nephew, saith the Lord.
Yeah, so this empire, this scumpire, America, scumpire, all right? This land, this corporation is going to be destroyed by thermonuclear fire. All right?
It's the book of Ezekiel, chapter 35, verse 1. Moreover, the word of the Lord came on to me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Mount Seir.
That's America. Mount Seir.
And prophesy against it.
And that's what we do. We prophesying against America. That's why we go out week in and week out. We prophesying against America. The scriptures tell us to. The scriptures already let you know America going to be destroyed. It goes into it already being destroyed. Then it's about to be destroyed. America about to be destroyed by thermonuclear fire.
And say unto it, Thus saith the Lord God, Behold, O Mount Seir, I am against thee.
The Lord is against, the Most High is against America. Why would the Most High be against America? Well, let's see. It promotes the selling of drugs, pharmaceutical drugs, cocaine, heroin, weed, smoking weed. The people's minds is drugged, homosexuality, pedophilia, bestiality, witchcraft, worshiping idols, worshiping people, these celebrities.
It says, And say unto it, Thus saith the Lord God, Behold, O Mount Seir, I am against thee, and I will stretch out my hand against thee.
So the Lord going to stretch out his hand against Mount Seir, America. And who's the number one target? The so-called white man. And who else down the line? All the nations outside the nation of Israel and 2/3 of the nation of Israel. And who is the nation of Israel? The so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, the Lord's chosen people, which them scum, them gutter rats over there in the land of Israel done stole our identity.
I will stretch out my hand against thee, I will make thee most desolate.
Most desolate. So how America's gonna be made most desolate? Thermonuclear fire. Concentrated fire from the Lord when he returns on the chariots, which the world called UFOs or spacecrafts, all right?
It says, And thou shalt know that I am the Lord.
Yeah, and they're gonna know who the Lord is, man. The whole world is gonna see the Lord soon, man.
Because thou hast had a perpetual hatred.
Ongoing and continual hatred. Continue. You know, you see them watches, the Rolex, they call it the Oyster Perpetual because it don't tick-tock. The dial goes around like this smooth. It's ongoing. That's the so-called white man's hatred against the nation of Israel. Perpetual hatred. And he shows that. How he shows that? He elects certain of our people to promote killing, drugs, right? Adultery, pushing drugs, abortion clinics, removing a father from the household, uplifting a woman.
Because thou hast had a perpetual hatred and has hated. And it says, and has shed the blood of the children of Israel.
You shed the blood of the children of Israel. You know, the vaccine thing been going down for years. When you're young, you got to get your shots in order to go to school. So this is weakening our people's immune system and their mental capacity, all right? Okay? Dumbing them down. So they can't critical think as well as other nations, all right? Putting AIDS in the medicine. And on, man. So you had a continual hatred for the nation of Israel.
And it shed the blood of the children of Israel.
Yeah, you shed our blood, man. Them abortion clinics, guns in our community, drugs, help keep us divided. Economic conditions. You'll go for a job and won't get the job, man. Or you'll get the job and then they'll fire you from the job. All kind of shit that they do, man, these games, these tactics. All right?
It says, and has shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword in the time of their calamity.
By force of the sword. You hung us, shot us down, all right? Tortured us, disease warfare, and our time had an end, and you kept it going. You so-called ended slavery to clean up your backyard so you could go out throughout the world with your so-called freedoms, taking other land's resources, right? And then what? You made up some bullshit ass laws to put us in jail, man, in prison. For what? More slave labor.
It says, by the force of the sword in the time of their calamity, in the time that their iniquity had an end.
Iniquity had an end, and you forwarded the affliction. You're still doing it to this day.
Therefore, as I live, saith the Lord, power, I will prepare thee unto blood.
Yeah, you're going to be prepared unto the blood. All right? Because you didn't hate blood, so blood is going to follow you soon. You're going to be destroyed. You're going to be the hunted. You're going to be the prey soon. And it's going to start with these militaries of these other nations, and you fighting amongst each other. It's going to be that, and then it's going to be civil unrest and race riots. So you ain't gonna have no escape from destruction.
I will prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee.
And blood shall pursue you. It's gonna be nationwide and worldwide.
And it says, thou hast hated blood, even blood shall be pursued thee.
Yeah, so blood is gonna follow you soon. And who we talking about? We talking about you cave dwellers.
That was it.
All right?
That's all. This is Romans 9 and 21. Have not the potter power over the clay?
Yeah, the potter has power over the clay. Who's the potter? Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, who the world calls God and Jesus Christ. Those are the potters, and the clay is the people.
Of the same lump, to make one vessel unto honor.
So a potter makes a vessel, whatever, a vase or whatever he wants to make. He might make one glorious and one not glorious. So one of honor, they'll start with the elected nation of Israel, and one of dishonor, Esau. You cave dwellers.
And another unto dishonor.
And another one of dishonor. And who's the one that's under dishonor? Esau. The soul that is lifted up is not upright in him. He's not righteous or just.
It says, what if the Most High, willing to show his wrath and to make his power known, endured with much long suffering the vessels of wrath fitted to destruction?
The vessel of wrath fitted to destruction. That's a so-called white man. He's about to be destroyed. The majority of his people in America, all the Edomites here in America, are going to be destroyed by thermonuclear destruction, race riots, famine, pestilence. And the ones that are remaining outside of the country, they're going to be the first ones to go into slavery, starting with the elites.
That's right.
And after their slavery, they're going to be annihilated off the planet, extinct. I mean, they not going. It's not going to be no more Edomites in existence.
There's going to be a picture of the Edomite.
Yeah,
There's going to be a statue of the Edomite.
we're going to forget about you, man.
Yeah.
It says, and that he might make known the riches of his glory on the vessels of mercy.
And vessels of mercy of the nation of Israel. starting with the elect. Who's the nation of Israel? The so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans.
which he had afore prepared unto glory.
And when you're going to be made glory, when you change, starting with the elect, and the 2/3 are going to be brought back in the kingdom.
Job 20:5. Excuse me. Job 20:4. Knowest thou not this since of old, since man was placed upon earth, that the triumphing of the wicked is short?
Since the man was placed on earth, the triumphing of the wicked is short. What proves that? Alexander. He only had 12-year reign. He conquered a lot, and he wept at the end because there was no more worlds to conquer at that time, of that known world. But he only enjoyed 12 years of reign. All right? Julius Caesar, he was taken out. Augustus, he had a long rule, but yo, he went through hell with that rule, man. But the Roman Empire, a Roman Empire was 1,000-year reign. The ancient Roman Empire was 1,000-year reign, right? And now we're in the revival of the Roman Empire. They came in back into power during the Renaissance period, so-called white men.
Yeah, they had a couple hundred-year reign. Yeah.
1,000.
They had a couple hundred-year reign.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's short.
Roman Empire. Yeah, they had a long reign, a couple centuries.
I'm talking about not only that 12, but you had a spring. You had Jake's. And
You had the Byzantine Empire after the Edomites rule.
Yeah.
Because you got the Roman Empire, Roman Republic.
We got the Holy Roman Empire.
Yeah.
Hey,
So these will have some centuries up in there. It says that the triumphing of the wicked is short, and the joy of the hypocrite but for a moment.
Triumphing of the wicked is short, and the joy of the hypocrite. The so-called white man. He's a hypocrite, man. He said that the Lord of the Land was made off the Bible, but he don't uphold any of the laws of the Bible, man. All right?
Though his excellency mount up to the heavens,
His excellency mount up to the heavens. Man, he done his nerve, he done went up to outer space, put space stations up there. He got these tall ass buildings representing the Tower of Babel, the first Babylonian kingdom tower with Nimrod, but that's supposed to represent that. He done went, put through space stations. He didn't go to the moon, but he said he did. He got idiots believing he went there.
that's going into his pride too.
Yeah.
It's really going into his pride.
Yep.
It says those actually mount up to the heavens.
His pride. He said he gonna be like he said he'll be like the Most High. You got it.
Yep. And his head reach up to the clouds.
Yep. His head is pride. So-called white man got the most proud. You can tell when you're proud when you paint your image up as being the Most High Son,
yeah,
and then take the Most High's people identity.
yeah.
It don't get no you don't get no more proud than that. And you
Yeah.
say you're gonna be like the Most High. That's pride, man.
Yet he shall perish forever like his own dung.
Yeah, you're gonna perish like forever like your own shit. The shit perishes, man. Even on the ground, and what they call it, the graves or whatever.
Cave.
The caves. You're gonna perish, man, just like that.
Yep. They which have seen him shall say, where is he?
Yeah, though that after you done perish, man, and you done serve your slavery, man, you're gonna be exterminated. People are gonna say, where are you?
He shall fly away as a dream.
Like a dream. After you had a dream, you forget about that dream years ago. Oh, it's short. It's short-lived, that dream. It's temporal. It's like it's quick.
He shall not be found.
You're not gonna be found because you're gonna be exterminated. The same shit you trying to do to us.
Yea, he shall be chased away as the vision of the night.
Vision of the night, man. You're gonna be away.
The eye also which saw him shall see him no more.
Yeah, we see crackers everywhere you go. There's a cracker, man. He's everywhere, places he shouldn't be. But yet, in the kingdom, you ain't gonna see no more cave dwellers.
Neither after the extermination, neither shall his place anymore beholden.
Yeah, your place in heaven, your rulership, is not gonna be no more. Your status, your station in life, you're gonna go from ruling to slave with nothing to extermination.
You go from shekels and shackles to ashes.
Shekels and shackles and ashes. That's for sure. Oh yeah? Alright. Yeah.
It's Psalms 37 and 10. I'm going to start at verse 9. But evildoers shall be cut off, but those that wait upon the Lord, they shall inherit the earth.
Evildoers shall be cut off. Who's the top evildoers? Caucasians. And what it said, what?
But those that wait upon the Lord Yahweh,
The elect is waiting upon the Lord Yahweh. They're having patience and faith. Lord willing, we part of the elect.
they shall inherit the earth.
Shall inherit the earth, starting with the elect. Inheriting the earth. Because of unrighteous dealings and injuries got by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people to another.
For yet a little while, and the wicked shall not be,
Yeah, and for a little while. It hasn't been that long since they've been ruling this last time. What has been 1,000? 500?
Last time I found you, yeah.
Yeah, 5. All right? A half a day.
it says, yeah, thou shalt diligently consider his place, and it shall not be.
That's right. So the so-called white man, he's at the height of his rulership right now, man. His rulership is nearing its end, man. All right? Shalom.
But the meek shall inherit the earth,
The meek. Who's the meek? The lowly. The so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. That's the meek. The meek shall inherit the earth.
delight themselves in the abundance of peace.
They shall delight themselves in the abundance of peace. Because we are the city of peace. All right? So soon we're going to inherit the earth, Lord willing. All right? And the meek. So the Lord will make something that we low right now. You know what I mean? The scheme of things. So this is going to show his might by lifting us back up. Look, he lifted them cave dwellers up. And now they running shit for a short period of time. You know? But in the kingdom, you cave dwellers are going back to your state. Your natural state. Grunting. How you was. You know? I mean, yo, you damn near there. You got to sit. You got to sit down, Pat. You know, you smell like wet puppy. You got it? You got it, huh?
God, this is book of Malachi chapter 1 verse 1. The burden of the word of the Lord to Israel by Malachi. I have loved you, said the Lord. Yet ye say, wherein hast thou loved us?
All right. It said, yeah, our people outside people that say that. You know, God doesn't exist. He'll say, if he does, then why are we in our situation? That's what niggas say.
Yeah. Verse 2. I have loved you, said the Lord. Yet ye say, wherein hast thou loved us?
The Lord does love us, because look.
You guys are awesome. I love you guys.
All right, no doubt.
I'm Jewish. We can be friends.
Huh? No. We
want to say
we can all
I'm not religious, so you can't hold that against me.
No.
I was bar mitzvah though. That counts.
Listen. Esau was Jacob's brother.
You know a lot more about religion than me. I'm gonna be honest. I'm just ignorant of the religion.
We got you.
But I am Jewish. I was bar mitzvah. I just don't practice.
I got you.
I'll come back. You guys can give me some lessons.
No problem.
All right, no. Rejoice. Be glad. All right. Don't worry about it. In the last days, there should be scoffers, man. 'Cause, you know,
Listen, then you're a two-time loser. This is your fucking world, man. I'm talking about you crying on the inside.
I got stuck. I was trying to come out with that word with what Leonidas said. We could be he said something like diplomatic or whatever at the time. You know, we don't gotta be all crazy.
Yeah, no, we ain't gotta be belligerent and you know? Nah. We know who the devil is. Yeah. We know how your MO is. You play nice. But you a devil.
inwardly you're a wolf. Yeah. So you can smile, you can shake our hand, you can clap, you can cheer for us, but you know you want to kill us. You really want to stab us in the back, right? So you know, and that's especially that one, that particular Edomite, that Amalekite, man, the serpent of all serpents, man. They'll smile, they'll giddy, to lower your guard. Next thing you know, you get evicted out your house. You broke. They got a pot to piss it on. We know it's going out of. Because that devil was smiling in your face. That's how they roll, man. But yeah, Esau was Jacob's brother. We're reading that. We're reading that. That's the spirit. Was not Esau Jacob's brother?
Man, listen. They could take all your shit without even pulling out a weapon, yo. Dangerous, they dangerous like a motherfucker.
Hey, but the scriptures say rejoice and be glad. Talk about you crying on the inside. This is your word. This is your time to rule. So you can go to the bank and get a loan with no problem because your name is Silverstein and Goldberg. You know? You ain't got no problem. You ain't got no cops harassing you. You ain't got none of the issues that Jake suffers from in a society. Unless you were Jake. Right? But you should be living it up. You should be using every day possible to enjoy the finer things of life. Because it's coming to an end. You know? And
Malachi chapter 1 verse 2. I have loved you, said the Lord. Yet ye say, wherein hast thou loved us?
That's what people say. Yeah.
Was not Esau Jacob's brother?
Yep, Esau was Jacob's brother. The so-called white man, and Jacob, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans.
Was not Esau Jacob's brother, said the Lord, but yet I loved Jacob and I hated Esau.
So the Lord loved Jacob and hated Esau. Who's Esau? The cave dwellers. The soulless, that soulless nation, man.
Don't tell my mom. He's not even concerned about his father. And he'll tell me, Mom, I'm not religious.
That's how the so-called Jews do. They do it by their mother's lineage. Show you that they all go backwards.
Yeah. Look, the spirit have it where, you know, they know who we are. You know, they commune with their community or whatever, and they see like, yo, they already know the word's been coming out here. So, yeah.
Verse 3. And I hated Esau and laid his mountains and his heritage waste for the dragons of the wilderness.
See, laid his mountains and his heritage waste.
Whereas, verse 4, whereas Edom said, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places.
Every time every time something happens to him, he says he's going to rebuild. All right? He said that after 9/11. He said that with that earthquake that happened in San Francisco in '89, I believe. They rebuilt. 9/11, they rebuilt. He keeps saying that. If this economy is fucked up, they're going to build this shit better. That's what they say. But the Lord is going to throw down.
Whereas Edom said, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. But said the Lord of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down.
So the Lord's going to throw down. Everything that Esau builds, the Lord is going to make desolate, man.
They shall build, but I will throw down, and they shall call them the border of wickedness.
Border of wickedness. Wherever the so-called white man is corruption and wickedness. The border is something that's around the perimeter of everything. And he's everywhere in the world, man. He don't keep us at home.
They shall build, but I will throw down, and they shall call them the border of wickedness, the people against whom the Lord had indignation.
Righteous anger, a hatred of forever. So the Lord hates Esau, man, is always. And that's why he does what he do to oppose or be adverse to the Most High and the Most High's people. Because the Lord rejected him. He's a bastard. So that's why him and these heathen nations, they hate us. It's in their spirit. They know that the Most High is far away from them. So they hate us. You know, that's why they look at you the way they look at you. Or what, you know? They know they don't have no soul to them, man. No flavor. And yet our people want to be them, but they envious of you. They want to be you.
Exactly.
And that's why, Lord willing, we the elect, we in this truth, when we look at them, we're looking through them. They can see that. They can tell in the spirit. When we look at them, we looking through them. The men of the Lord.
This is what Ezekiel chapter 35, verse 5. Because thou hast had a perpetual hatred and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel.
Yeah, they had a perpetual hatred. Esau, ongoing hatred, and shed the blood of the saints. All right? You heathens start with the so-called white man has broken us up. And y'all constantly trying to destroy us.
And has shed the blood of the children of Israel.
Shed the blood of the children of Israel. AIDS, abortion, drugs, school system, poor education.
Because thou hast had a perpetual hatred and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword in the time of their calamity, in the time that their iniquity had an end.
Yeah, you was killing us, and when our slavery had an end, our iniquity had an end, the punishment was supposed to be up. You forwarded the affliction. You forwarded the punishment, man. You were supposed to relieve us of our captivity and then set us up. Leave us alone. And then what happened, the Lord showed his might for a little bit in the 20s, one of the Black Wall Streets, because there was Black Wall Streets all over the country. And y'all had a plan with the Civil Rights Movement to do away with that. Y'all bombed Tulsa, Oklahoma, Black Wall Street. So you already knew they already planned. So our money, the money won't go in our community, man.
I'm gonna say this real quick. There's some surviving residents of Tulsa, Oklahoma. Some old chicks, man. They probably touching 100. And what the city of Oklahoma City is trying to do, they're trying to stall it out because they have a case for reparations, man. Because they were there, they were children when the government bombed that city, man. So they have a case for reparations against the city and the state of Oklahoma. And they're basically saying that the city and the state, they're trying to stall it out until they die, man. Because they're like in the 90s and they're like 100 years old, man. But because Esau like to say, well, ain't nobody alive that went through slavery and such. And but these people, man, they were alive and they were bombed, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Whose possessors slay them and hold themselves not guilty. Because look, y'all did away with all the Black Wall Streets in the country, man. You know? That's showing that perpetual hatred. Y'all don't want to pay.
Ezekiel chapter 35, verse 6. Therefore, as I live, said the Lord power, I will prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee. Sith thou hast not hated blood.
Yeah, so blood is going to pursue the so-called white man because he didn't hate blood. All right?
Since thou hast not hated blood, even blood shall pursue thee. Thus will I make Mount Seir most desolate.
That's why Mount Seir, America, going to be made most desolate by thermonuclear destruction, all right? Most desolate. America will be a desert in the near whatever time, near future, but that time is approaching. It's nearer.
God. Thus will I make Mount Seir most desolate, and cut off of it that passeth out and him that returneth.
That's right. So this place is going to be a desert. No mankind is going to dwell here anymore. All right. You ain't even give them. You don't even want to pay. You don't even want to pay them. Them descendants of Black Wall Street. But look, that's the devil. And it's gonna be some funny money anyway, man.
Judah chapter 5, verse 20. Now therefore, my Lord and Governor, if there be any error in this people, and they sin against their God, let us consider that this shall be their ruin, and let us go up, and we shall overcome them.
That's right. So our people, we fall when we go against the Lord, the Most High, and that's when He lets our enemies overtake us, overthrow us. So that's why the white man don't want this truth coming out, and he punished these celebrities because the more of our people wake up, all the elect is woken up, then the curses fall on him because that's when the Lord makes his move. So-called white man, he's trying to offset the prophecies, man. Trying to find a loophole to get out of this judgment he's about to face.
But if there be no iniquity,
If there be no sin
in their nation, let my Lord now pass hard, lest their Lord defend them.
Yeah, the Lord will defend us if we're doing right. And then our enemies can't overtake us. We'll be prosperous and we'll win every battle. But when we go off, when we break the laws, that's when these heathens, they're allowed to conquer us.
It says, lest their Lord defend them, and their God be for them, and we become a reproach before all the world.
We become a reproach for all the world, and that's what happened to us. We kept on breaking the laws, so the Lord punish us by bringing us into slavery and into captivity under these nations. And that's why they're winning right now for the time being. That's why we're at the bottom. Yep.
This is Daniel chapter 9, verse 7. O Lord, righteousness belongeth unto thee, but unto us confusion of faces.
Yeah, righteousness belong unto the Most High, but to us confusion of faces. A lot of us gonna look like Scumlakites. A lot of us gonna look like Ishmael, Arabs, Elam, East Indians, Japhet, them Hawaiians, or them Australian Aborigines, or however you call them. So you got our people gonna look like the other nations, man. You got Israelite foreigners.
As at this day, to the men of Judah and to the inhabitants of Jerusalem,
To Judah, the southern kingdom, and Jerusalem, the northern,
and unto all Israel
and unto all Israel.
that are near and that are far off,
Now far off, and that's all scattered throughout the earth.
through all the countries, whether thou hast driven them,
All the countries, so we're driven through all the countries, and we're gonna look like the other nations.
because of their trespass,
Because we trespass, man. We trespass. We basically broke the laws of the Most High, man. We broke the laws of the Lord, so we trespass against the Most High. So we have to be punished. We have to be dealt with.
that they have trespassed against thee. O Lord, to us belongeth confusion of face, to our kings, to our princes, and to our fathers, because we have sinned against thee.
That's right. So our people are scattered. We're scattered. They don't know. Our people don't know who they are, and might look like the other nations, man. Look like the other nations.
Yep. Real quick.
That's why the Lord gonna sift. Oh, you got it.
Yeah, real quick. Get Ezra 9 and 7 real quick. Cause you just read Daniel 9 and 7. Get Ezra 9 and 7 real quick.
This is Ezra 9 and 7. I'm sorry, I'm on 6. Ezra 9 and 6. And said, O my power, I am ashamed and blush to lift up my face to thee,
Wait a minute. Blood to look at my face. You go ahead.
My power for our iniquities are increased over our head.
So his blood should look up his face because of the iniquities of the people of his head. It's like what he's talking of in Day and Night chapter 7 verse. But the pleasing your faces because of the shame and guilt of the sins they had committed before the Heavenly Father. You know? Go ahead.
And our trespass is grown up unto the heavens.
And that trespass is going up into heaven. Go ahead.
Since the days of our fathers have we been in great trespass unto this day. For our iniquities have we, our kings and our priests, been delivered into the hand of the kings of the land, and to the sword, to captivity, and to a spoil, and to confusion of face, as it is to this day.
So it's that same concept. Due to our sins and our transgressions. We got confusion of faces before the Heavenly Father. We had the faces of shame and guilt. Our people were scattered and due to like other nations, and that's ultimately due to our transgressions. You know? You got that, right?
Back in
And
Daniel
if you
9.
notice, both of them are the 9th chapter and 7th verse. You know?
This is Daniel's 9 and 9. To the Lord our power belong mercies and forgiveness, though we have rebelled against him.
Yeah, so the Lord is mercy, shows mercy and forgiveness, and though we're not worthy of it really, but the Lord, you know, the Lord is just, man.
And it says, neither have we obeyed the voice of Yahweh our power to walk in his laws, which he have set before us by his servants the prophets.
See, and he sent the prophets out to prophesy and interpret the law. But our people go off. We go off. And so after that, we get judged because of it, you know?
It says, yeah, all Israel have transgressed thy law.
All Israel has transgressed the law. Multiple lifetimes, man. Because reincarnation is a thing called reincarnation. We come back in the flesh. So multiple lifetimes we went off.
Even by departing, that they might not obey thy voice. Therefore the curse is poured upon us, and the oath that is written in the law of Moses, the servant of the Most High, because we have sinned against him.
Yeah, the Lord gave the commandments to Moses to give to us, and we didn't follow him. And when it said the voice, right?
Yep.
That's the prophets. The voice of the Lord are the prophets. And what the prophet do? Go and warn the people.
Yep.
Watchmen.
This is from First Maccabees chapter 1 verse 7. So Alexander reigned 12 years and died.
Alexander reigned 12 years and then he died, all right? And his kingdom went to who? 4 generals.
And his servants bear rule everyone in his place.
Your servants bear rule everyone in his place.
And after his death, they all put crowns upon themselves.
And they all put crowns upon themselves. So you had Ptolemy, well, you had Ptolemy, Seleucus, Lazameus, and Cassander. All right. So they all the generals they expanded. I mean they took over and they divided the kingdom. All right. Evils multiplied.
And after his death, they all put crowns upon themselves, so that their sons after them many years.
Yep.
And evils were multiplied.
Evils
in
was
the
multiplied. Them Greeks, and who's the Greeks? The ones that's running the Greek Empire? Cave dwellers. All right.
Baruch chapter 2, verse 9. Hear Israel the commandments of light. Give ear to the understanding of wisdom. How happeneth, Israel, thou art in thy enemy's land. Thou art waxing old in a strange country.
Yeah, we're in our enemy's land in a strange country. We're here in America. We're in different parts of the world. under our enemies' feet, man. Why? Because we gotta go to our enemies for the one of all things. We want license to open a business, employment, to buy clothes. We gotta go to our enemies. We ain't in charge of any imports or exports. No, we're not. So we gotta go to our enemies for one of all things. We don't have our own standing military. So we can't have no industry or anything like that, because we gotta go to these heathens.
How happening, Israel, that thou art in thy enemy's land, that thou art waxing old in a strange country.
We wax old in a strange country, so we in our enemy's land. Outside, anybody that's not a so-called Negro, Latino, or Native American is our enemy. Word up. They are enemies, man.
That thou art defiled with the dead.
Yeah. So we defiled with the dead. These heathen nations are dead, man. They're dead. They're soulless, lifeless. All right? We under their rule right now, man. So starting with the so-called white man. These are the nations that meet together in secret to plot further on destroying you.
That thou art counted with them that go down into the grave. Thou hast forsaken the fountain of wisdom.
Yeah, our people have forsaken the fountain of wisdom, man. Knowledge, wisdom, and understanding of scriptures. The Most High's name.
For if thou hast walked in the way of the Most High, thou shouldest have dwelt in peace forever.
Yeah, if we walked in the way of the Most High, we'd have dwelt in peace forever. We'd have been immortal. All right, because if we didn't sin, we wouldn't die. So-called die, man. Meaning we'd stay in the same. We wouldn't have to go back and forth from the spiritual realm to Him. But we didn't, and that was ultimately what's going to happen anyway. The creature is made subject to vanity on a larger scale of things.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 82, verse 6. I have said, ye are gods, and all of you are children of the Most High.
We are gods and children of the Most High. Gods are Allahite powers, children of the Most High, but we're going to die men. All right?
Yeah, die like men.
Die like men, I mean, yeah.
But ye shall die like men.
Yeah, I just meant to say, die like men. We're not going to be immortal on this side.
And fall like one of the princes.
And fall like one of the princes. So we're going to die like men.
This is Wisdom of Solomon 2:23. For the Most High created man to be immortal and made him to be an image of his own eternity.
Israelite men. Read that again.
For the Most High created man to be immortal.
The Most High created Israelite men to be immortal.
And made him to be an image of his own eternity.
And made him be an image of his own eternity, and an image in the order of the angels. In the order. Our orders, following laws, statutes, and commandments.
Nevertheless, through envy of the devil came death into the world.
Envy of the devil came death into the world, man. Envy of the deceiver, Esau.
And they that do hold of his side do find it.
That's right. So, Esau, man. Cain was the first murderer. Weapon. So-called white man's MO, man. He's cunning, man. He's straight on a hunt right now, finding ways to further destroy us, to kill. Through the food, through the air, through the water, the polluting people's minds. economic weapons, nuclear, biological, on and on. Education, entertainment, that destroys our people. These philosophies, witchcraft, commercials. It's everywhere, man. This is the shadow of death, man. We're in the shadow of death. Death follows us everywhere. In America, the Valley.
This is the book of Romans, chapter 6, verse 23. For the wages of sin is death.
The wages of payment, all right? That payment, that judgment. The wages of sin is death. What is sin? Transgression of the law.
For the wages of sin is death, but the gift of the Most High is eternal life.
The gift of the Most High is eternal life. So when you follow the law, statutes, and commandments, that's life.
But the gift of the Most High is eternal life through Yahweh Shai HaMashiach.
Through Yahweh Shai, our Lord. So he's the savior of the nation of Israel, the deliverer. He is the deliverer starting with the elect of the nation of Israel.
1 Corinthians chapter 15, verse 50. Now this I say, brethren, that flesh and blood cannot inherit the kingdom of the Most High.
Flesh and blood can inherit the kingdom of the Most High. So the elect of the nation of Israel is going to be changed in an instant. And when you change in an instant, you got a fleshly heart, meaning you reprogram to not go off anymore.
Neither do it corruption inherit incorruption.
And corruption can't inherit incorruption. These bodies, man, they defile, man.
Corruption.
Yeah, come.
Neither do it corruption inherit incorruption. Behold, I shew you a mystery. We shall not all sleep, but we shall all be changed.
Yeah, not all the elect is gonna sleep. Not all the elect gonna be put to death. That's right. All right. But we shall be changed in an instant. When the elect is beamed up in the chariots.
In a moment, in the twinkling of an eye.
In the twinkling of an eye.
At the last trump, the trumpet shall sound, and the dead shall be raised incorruptible, and we shall be changed.
And shall be changed. The elect is going to be beamed up in the chariots. The elect that then already go into the spiritual realm. The elect that's on the earth, the remaining elect on the earth, going to be beamed up in them chariots. All right, and in order to be in them chariots and go there, you have to be changed.
For this corruptible must put on incorruption, and this mortal must put on immortality.
And this mortal must put on immortality. And when the elect is changed, you're going to have a fleshly heart and new bodies, man.
So when this corruptible shall have put on incorruption, and this mortal shall have put on immortality, then shall be brought to pass the saying that is written, death is swallowed up in victory.
Death is swallowed up in victory. That's right, because once the elect is changed, they're not going to go off anymore. Lord willing, we the elect.
Death is swallowed up in victory. Or death, where is thy sting?
Yeah, because death is a sting, man. So when you die, certain people feel a certain thing, whether a person drowned, whether they die by, I don't know, a dagger, anything, or an illness, an ailment.
Or death, where is thy sting? Or grave, where is thy victory?
What's that? What grave, where is thy
Victory.
victory? Yeah. All right, because the grave, that's what it's called hell. There's no place where someone burned for eternity. Death is a grave or a low condition on earth. I mean, hell is a grave or a low condition on earth. Right.
The sting of death is sin, and the strength of sin is the law.
That's right. The strength of sin is the law, and your death is a sting. All right.
Right.
Read that part again real quick.
Con. 1 Corinthians chapter 50, verse 56. The sting of death is sin, and the strength of sin is the law.
Yeah, the strength of sin is the law, because keep the law, you don't sin.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
How do you combat sin?
In the grave, it's not gonna. Right.
Now, how do you combat sin? Lord, keep it the law.
Right. The grave is not gonna get the victory over us, because if we're changed and we're living, this corruptible body is gonna put on work. We're not gonna die. You know? And we know the way to sin out is death. So if we're not gonna die, what does that mean? We're not gonna suffer death, obviously meaning we're not gonna sin. You know?
The sting of death is sin, and the strength of sin is the law. But thanks be to the Most High, which giveth us the victory through our Lord Yahweh Shai HaMashiach.
The death of Yahweh Shai is what ultimately leads to everlasting life. The death of Yahweh Shai coming on the scene brought faith, grace, and truth, and us believing in Him, believing that He died for our sins, is what leads to us having everlasting life.
Therefore, my beloved brethren, be ye steadfast, unmovable, always abounding in the work of the Lord,
Because we have those things coming to us. Go ahead.
in the work of the Lord, for as much as ye know that your labor is not in vain in the Lord.
Yep.
Our works are not in vain. So everything we do is for a reason. It's for a purpose. You know? You going out to the highways and byways, you missing birthdays and so-called holidays, or your children being born, or funerals. It's not in vain. Your sacrifices are not in vain. We're going to be rewarded, Lord's will, for all the works and sacrifices we do for His truth, for Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shah. That was it.
Brothers, the sacrifices that you make for brothers, man, you might put your, you know what I mean, help brothers out, you know, put yourself in jeopardy to help brothers out. That's a great deed, man, because it's like you do it unto Yahweh Shai.
That's how I close it out.
So with that, we're going to say all praises be to
Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shah Bashim Makadosh.
God, but I'm going to say the apostles, others of Greatmillstone in the world. Shalom to the
Shalom. Abba, Kwam Yasha Allah.